on Sam's Crafty Castle, and today we are playing with the Gina Designs curved floral layering bundle. It was their bundle for April, so hopefully there's still some available. But it includes this stamp set. It includes the curved floral layering banner, so like the die set. It includes this masks and fillers stencil, and then the layering floral banner stencil that coordinates with the die set. And that's what we're going to be using today. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the die set and cut out the shadow piece of the die. So I'm going to cut out that piece. There it is, all cut out, and now I'm going to use the stencil to essentially color it in. So why am I lining up the leaves first? I don't know. Oh, because I decided I needed to go get my stick and stamp mat. Super helpful for this because the dies are kind of hard to hold on to if you don't have them stuck down to something. So you would have to like tape it down or something, I think. I mean, not that you couldn't do it without sticking it to something, but this made it so much easier. So I'm just lining up the stencil on it for the first layer. I just line it up kind of with the flowers. And you'll see, I think the leaves piece I don't line up perfectly. So, you know. I also wish I didn't do the berries in blue, but hindsight, you know, how that goes. So I'm using the Gina Designs mini blending brushes and the Gina Designs blue raspberry ink to basically stencil in the flowers. If you guys are familiar, this is kind of a popular thing these days, doing these like layering stencils that you can color in. So it's pretty, you see this a lot, I'm sure. If you watch any other channel besides mine, I'm sure you've seen something similar before. And then I'm going to clean off my stencil really quick, just because I don't want to mix the blue with the leaves on the green, because I don't want to do that. That's it. So now I'm lining up the leaves portion. I really wish I would have done those berries in a different color. I don't know what color I would have done them in. You guys should tell me in the comments down below. Or do you like the blue? But, oh well. This is not the last time you'll see me use this. I was working on filming like 2 or 3 videos at the same time, which is, yes, as confusing as it sounds. But we have more of these coming because this was so fun. And I'm kind of obsessed with this die and stencil combo situation. So now I'm just lining up the leaves, and I I'm pulling it off because I realized I kind of bent, there's one little piece on the bottom that you can't see because I cut it off and when I was filming, but there's one little piece on the bottom that does like to bend a little bit, and basically what I noticed was it was a little bit bent when I stuck it down to the stick and stamp mat. So I just pulled it off, lined it up with the stencil to make sure that little piece would stay where it needed to stay, and then put it back on. So I wish I would have noticed that that wasn't on camera, because that would have been really nice for you guys to be able to see that. So I just used the Gina Designs dark spruce ink to do that. I kind of wish I would have done Christmas vine, but we all know that's my favorite green, but you know what, the dark spruce, it looks fine, and it actually does play kind of off the blue tones of the flowers too. So I'm going to clean that off. I really didn't have to clean that off right this second, but you know, if I don't do it right away, I'm not going to do it. So and then I would be sad next time I went to use stencil. So clean that off, and then we're going to use the next layer of the stencil. This layer of the stencil does the insides of the flowers, and there's 2 little flowers that it does up on the top, which there they are right there. And I just chose to do them all in yellow this time because honestly I was so excited to get this that I just went real simple this time because I had an idea and I wanted to try it out. So I kind of rushed through the stenciling part, I'm not gonna lie. There's a more creative one coming a couple videos from now. But this last layer of the stencil kind of confused me at first, and part of that was my fault because, you know, I should have like finished watching the release video, but I was so excited that I didn't finish it, and I stopped watching it early on release night and I didn't get all the way through. But this stencil, or this half of the stencil, I guess, actually fills in some little, like, I call them shadow bits. They're kind of little background pieces. So you want to pick a light color. Although I'm not going to lie, I really want to experiment with doing a really bright color just to see, because you'll see I got a little heavy-handed with this one. I used Gina K Design Sea Glassing for it. But up at the top, I got a little heavy-handed, so it didn't come out as light as I wanted it to. So but it made me want to experiment with doing it with like a bright color. So maybe that'll be coming sometime soon. So this was the part that I really, really wanted to try. This is what I was excited to do with this video, with this bundle when I got it. So there's an outline die that you cut out to make the outlines. Obviously you can see from my sample right there that you don't really need to do this or use the outline. It looks very, very pretty even without the outline, but I wanted to use it because I wanted to do this. So I wanted to foil the outline. I should have picked a different foil than I did, but you know, that's okay too. So I had this Lapis watercolor foil and was like, oh, that's gonna look really pretty, but the outline's so delicate it doesn't really show up. So, but that's okay. So I'm taking some Deco Foil toner paper and I'm just cutting it down to the size of the foil that I had there, because that was actually a piece of scrap foil I already had and it was perfect. It was great. So I'm just running that through my Mink, and the whole sheet's gonna come out foiled because that's what the toner paper does. So there it is, all nice and pretty. And then I die cut it with the outline. And you kind of lose it. It's not, I don't know. You kind of lose the foily, the actual like watercolor bits of it. It just gets lost and everything else. So I should have just done more of like a solid color foil, although I'm not gonna lie, I'm really itching to try it with a rainbow right now. But after editing this video and watching it back and doing the voiceover, I'm like, I should do a rainbow one, but that wouldn't have matched with this, so that would have been a bad choice. But that's a project for another time now. Maybe this other card I'm working on, maybe I could do the rainbow, we'll see. So I just use my fine tip bottle with my Connect glue to put that on, and then I just glue it on. Fun fact about me, I do not like liquid glue. I really, really try to avoid working with it as much as I can, but sometimes when you have these little tiny die cuts like this, liquid glue is your best friend, and it really gives you time to get everything lined up where you need it to. So I deal with it, but yeah, not my favorite. So I'm just getting everything pushed into the right spot. And this is where I kind of realized, oh, and I missed some glue spots, so I had to fix that. I realized that my leaves actually still weren't quite lined up perfectly, especially on the little one. So I was just trying to get it to, like, line up the best I could with the background. So then I left it overnight. I put my Gemini plates on top of it and left it overnight to dry. I probably didn't have to leave it overnight. Like, I probably could have just left it for like 5 minutes or something, but I was tired and I was filming that late at night. So I was like, yeah, just leave it overnight. And now we're just going to finish everything up. So I'm going to use the MFT stitched rectangles to cut out some rectangles for my card. And because I wanted something a little extra for the stitching. And we're going to do some more ink blending because we all know that I love my ink blending. So I cut out this one, and then I will cut out a piece of white paper with the other one. Oh, I have a question for you. That's why I left this in here. Do you guys let me know in the comments below if you want to. I'm just curious. I haven't figured out what I like yet, so I don't know what's going to happen. Kind of testing and exploring a little bit. Do you guys like when I leave this piece in? Because you can't actually see my Gemini because the cord's not long enough to reach from the plug to where I film. So it's just off camera. But do you guys like watching me do the die cut stuff, or would you rather I cut it out? I kind of did it both ways in this video. At the beginning I cut out all of the die cutting. And then at the end, I realized I actually still had time left. So I was like, I'll just leave it in and then ask people what they like better. So let me know in the comments below. If you have a preference, maybe you all don't care. In which case, it'll probably just depend on the video. Some videos will leave the die cutting in, some videos I won't. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I am just curious, honestly. I always get very curious about people's preferences on things and stuff like that, because everyone's a little bit different. So let me know. And now I'm doing my ink blending. I busted out my big brushes for this one because it's just a background. Usually when I do stencils, unless it is like a background stencil, I will use my little brushes, and depending on how many colors I want to use, because I tend to go a little bit overboard with my big brushes. So when I use the little brushes, I tend to slow down a little bit more. It takes me a little more time. I don't get carried away as much with my stenciling and color blending and all of that stuff. Plus, I've just been like really loving my mini brushes lately. Don't really know why, but they're just kind of my preferred brushes right now. I could go back to liking the big ones next week, who knows. So I just did a very simple 2-color blend, just yellow and blue to match the flowers. And then this die is very big though. I always overestimate that on stamp sets and stuff. I always think, oh, this thing is big or this thing is tiny, and I'm almost always wrong. I'm just not good at that stuff. So I'm going to, this is the Sweet Sentiment stamp set, which is the stamp set that comes in the bundle. And I'm just going to stamp the Birthday Wishes, which I was so glad I did this because I thought I had a fairly decent birthday stash right now. And I had 3 birthdays this week that I had to send out cards for. And I only had 2 cards. So I was actually really, really glad that I had this and decided to make this a birthday card, because I honestly wasn't going to do that at first. But the happy birthday sentiment in this set just happened to fit my design idea exactly how I wanted it to. So I was just like, okay, we'll do a birthday card. And that really, really worked out for me. So, yeah. I don't know how I ran out of birthday cards again, but I did. So we gotta fix that this weekend. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Life has been crazy for me, guys. I need to get my card stash built back up again. Obviously, I haven't even been filming. This is my first video in like almost a month because things just got away from me. So, but anyway, I'm glad to be back. That's not the point of this. Now we're just gonna put everything together. I used a blue, I'm pretty sure that's Gina K Designs Blue Raspberry. I had cut up a bunch of other off-brand, most likely they're from Michaels or something, cardstock that I had that wasn't necessarily my favorite stuff to use. In an attempt to use it up, I turned a lot of it into card bases. I'm pretty sure this is actual Blue Raspberry though. Because I'm pretty sure I did actual Blue Raspberry when I did these. Although I need to refresh this too, honestly. So my card base drawer is starting to get empty. So I have so many organization things to do. Maybe we need to do another organization segment on here soon, just so that I can get caught up on some of that stuff. So I left my fine tip bottle open overnight, so it dried up. So I just used my big Connect glue bottle to do this, and I just needed to be able to move it because I couldn't remember exactly where I had the placement down, so that was the only reason I did that. And there we go. That's the finished card. That's it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you like this bundle and think it's fun too. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you again soon. Have a crafty day!